the left when you're facing at the bow.
What
Those are important.
mean?
So those are some very important because your captain should give you commands like prepare for a port broadside or a starboard broadside, and you want to remember which cannons you should be at because that is pretty important. So if each of you would just take the helm real quick so you can see the wind on the compass. Do you see that line just going across it with an arrow? So that's telling you the wind direction. Okay, give it to the next person. So the front of the arrow is showing the direction that the wind is headed towards, and that's really important. So when you're turning, you want to make sure that you have the appropriate sails up to be turning in that direction. So if you're heading more...
line, right?
Yes.
Right.
So if you're heading towards the upwind, towards the butt of that line, you want to bring in the front sails because those are slowing you down your turning, but you want to leave the rear sails, the stern sails, out. So when the stern sails are out, they're going to help push the rear of the ship down, and so you'll be pointing up easier. It's all about leverage. So yeah, this is really similar to sailing in real life, and so I'll show you guys. So I'll leave my bow sails up, but I'll turn off the two rear sails. And so this is going to help me turn a lot faster downwind, which can be incredibly useful because it means that we can maneuver better than our opponents. Because most of them don't know these things about sailing, so they're just going to leave all their sails up thinking it helps their speed, but it hurts them. And so this ship would be turning a lot slower if I didn't have the two stern sails down and the bow sail, the head sail up.
We're gonna hit rocks.
Yeah, I see them. And so I'm going to maneuver away from them by adjusting my sails.
Where are they at?
They're gonna be coming on the port side.
Do you know how to sail in real life?
Yes.
Dude,
I've actually been
sweet.
sailing my whole life.
I started when I was in about 6th grade. So.
Nice. Yeah, so then we're gonna, I guess, when we see them, we should swap to doing some cannon training. So one of the important things to remember when you're doing cannons is you want to actually be holding your next shot before you fire. That way, because the real thing that takes time on these cannons is the pushing. So what you should do is grab your shot while it's being pushed, because you don't actually have to be at the cannon while it's being pushed. And that'll increase your fire rate because you're able to reload the cannon as soon as you fire it.
Wait, Fizzle.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're from Florida?
No, I'm not from Florida.
Knew it.
I'm from that place.
I don't know. I just assume everybody with boats is from Florida.
I'm not from Florida.
I'm from Ohio and I own a boat.
Okay, so cannons are kind of messed up because AGS messed them up, and you'll see on that shot that's going out, it's going to take a rapid nosedive.
Oh, I hit.
Yeah, but you saw how it took a really quick nosedive? So that's happening for like all the cannons right now is when they go out to a certain range, they're just going to snake straight down onto a ship, which is really weird, but it's something to be aware of.
Are they in that one on the right? Or
Yeah,
where?
they're the one on the port side.
Oh, southeast?
Schooner, yeah. So I'll refer to everything in relation to the boat. Yeah, so we're going to head towards them. And you guys should prepare for a port broadside. So we're going to do what's called a rolling broadside. No, hold fire, guys. Hold fire. Load all cannons. We're going to do a rolling broadside. So the bow cannon is going to fire first when he has the shot, and then the next cannon, then the next cannon. So that allows us to hit pretty much the same spot on every single shot, which is going to make us a lot more effective, and we can use it to take out their cannons along the way.
It was kind of like ripple fire.
Yes, it's like ripple fire, but on the sea.
Ready.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready. And get ready to fire.
The left cannon?
Port guns, yep. Everybody on a port gun. Fire when you have the shot. Okay, and immediately reload. You should have that cannonball in your hands. Nice. Phenomenal. And so then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to turn down. And we're going to try to see if we can
Put a man down.
get him again on another broadside. But these, this ship is very unmaneuverable.
I played a shit ton of Sid Meier's Pirates.
Okay, everybody hold fire. We're gonna come around this island. So one of the important things to remember is you deal the most damage to the ship when firing at its stern. So the further back you fire, the better. However, that means that you aren't usually taking out cannons. So it's kind of a trade-off there if you want to take out cannons or if you want to take out the ship itself.
What's the better gamble?
Personally, I prefer to just take the ship out. It's just easier. But
they can't fight
I mean,
back if they don't have cannons.
yeah,
But if
and
they're
on-
stuck, they can't fire back either.
yes. So on the bigger ships, it's better to take out like on this 13 gun and the 40 guns. It's better to take out their cannons because they do have defenses in the stern.
Whoa.
And if you take out their cannons, eventually they'll sink. And
think
it's a
they're
lot
that
harder
ship
for them to
northwest
fight back.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're northwest.
Yeah, that one's British. I was gonna have you guys do another broadside, but we're gonna mess them up here.
Yep.
Okay.
Ramming speed?
Everybody prepare for a starboard broadside. Actually, no, I think we should dip.
Prepare for ramming speed.
So right now, I'm trying to stall us out with those with the square rig. So essentially, I just dropped our speed down to almost nothing, and I'm gonna try to fall off here because we're in the lee of the island right there. So that gives us a bit of a tactical advantage over them because we see where they're going right now.
When is it appropriate to go to ramming speed?
Do not ram. Your ships don't have rams on the front.
We
Dang,
should
I
throw
wish
out
they did.
rams.
I wish this was exactly like Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, swing
Odyssey.
the ropes on top of the.
Yeah, nobody put rams on past like the time when people were actually rowing sailboats.
You know what
So
the ship
unfortunately,
of the
with these
line
bigger
needed?
ships, is that they
Rams.
the bigger ships are have a lot of difficulty going head to wind, and they're pretty slow to turn a lot of the time. So that's why it's really important to know the directions on these on the sails and the wind.
When should we use chain shot?
They're peeking out.
So we use chain shot when we're firing at their rigging specifically. Usually I don't personally use it, but it can be incredibly effective. Also use chain shot when you're shooting at somebody's rowboat. Because if you just slide it along the top of the rowboat, you'll take out the most people. So on naval cannons, be sure to aim very low. When you aim low, because the cannons tend to shoot pretty high, so you want to put the rim of the cannon on where you're firing usually. And always try to fire at the same spot in the roll. So what I do is, because the ships naturally rock slightly, I always try to fire when the ship is coming up. And now I just find that's when I'm the most accurate.
Can't even hit their ship.
Jeez, oh God, I
Wait,
forgot.
can we sink?
We can definitely sink friendly ships. We just can't kill friendly players. I forgot that they made the hitboxes on these islands too big.
Oh yeah, the little rock that he keeps.
That's a pain in the butt every time.
Use grape shot. You won't.
Don't use
When
grape
do you,
shot.
Yeah, when do you use grape shot? Never.
You don't use grape shot.
Like, what if there's what if we're it's like
So
that
you-
map where objective A is on like an island, and you have to go over there. Where, like, guys in the other group is
Only
using
ever only ever use grape shot on the swivel guns, and that's to repel boarders. Never load grape shot into your big cannons. It's useless and a waste of time because their range is like 4 feet in
Bro,
front
I
of
didn't
them.
know I could load chain shot into
So
these
it's
ones.
not even like worthwhile. So yeah, you
This
know,
is a
let's
mutiny, Captain.
load chain shot onto the bow cannon and try to take out their rigging because we're sitting here. We'd like them to be sitting there as well.
Stupid question. What's like the sails?
Their mast, their sails, the ropes.
Alright.
So it's everything pretty much just like above the deck of the ship is the rigging. There we go. So they just took out one of our masts, which has ruined a lot of our maneuverability. Prepare for a port broadside. Remember to aim very low when you're aiming for the hull. Very low.
We're gonna learn today.
Nice.
Playing that music, gosh darn it.
So we lost
There
another
goes
sail.
mast.
Remember to aim low, guys. Very low. These cannons fire surprisingly high, especially compared to the land cannons.
Is the strategy to take out the mast and then take out the cannons because it's easier to pick them off when they have less speed?
Some people do. I mean, it varies based on the strategy you're doing.
So you prefer to go straight for the cannons?
Yeah, I like to, honestly, what I like to do is I just like to pound the rear, the stern of the ship and destroy it as much as possible because...
What if they're a 13 gun, like 40 gun thing?
So if they're like a 40 gun, if your opponent's a 40 gun and you're in a smaller vessel, definitely go for the rear of the ship. That's where it has the least cannons. If you're in a 40 gun to 40 gun, take out the cannons. It's because otherwise they'll just tear you apart. 'Cause the two 40 guns will destroy each other so fast, and it's really a flip of the coin if you don't take out their cannons. But if they take out your cannons first, you're pretty much ruined.
Pretty much.
Mask on, or we pretty much sitting ducks?
We're pretty much sitting ducks right now. We have one sail.
Permission to take a rowboat and board those guys.
So boarding actually sucks. Never do boarding unless you have a
Trying to have fun.
carpenter. Yeah, unless you have a carpenter and it's a small ship, or you've lost your ship. So when our ship sinks, we're gonna get in a rowboat and then we'll try to board, but it's gonna fail.
We can take multiple.
Has boarding ever worked once for anyone in this entire game?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not for me, no.
Well, like, you can't actually take over the ship, which is the only thing that's bad about boarding.
Yeah.
But you can do it successfully, but you will end up dying because they can spawn back.
Am I shooting
Yeah.
low or high? I can't tell.
You're shooting very high.
Oh, okay.
At this range, put the upper rim of the cannon where
There we
you
go,
want to
yeah.
hit. So that was, you actually hit the mast. You were still high there.
Okay.
Not load
Whoa.
ammo into artillery piece. What are you talking
You know, they fire really, really high.
There
That
we
was a
go.
good shot right there. So guys, prepare for a hopefully starboard broadside. If we can actually keep moving.
No, let
That was a good shot like that.
Go ahead, Roro.
What type of shot are you holding?
I literally tried all three.
Oh, sometimes
We're about to sink.
yeah, we're about to sink.
Onto the mast. I'll fire from
We
here.
gotta swim over and try to take him out.
So we're gonna actually get in our rowboat and head over there.
I'm dropping multiple. Oh, we can't.
I'm on them. I'm on the.
So you can spawn a rowboat after the ship started sinking, by the way,
Oh, I almost got him.
which is usually more effective.
The whole stick just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go,
So
boys.
We took seconds.
our ship's not doing very well.
Gaining weight.
Fuck are you?
So they're driving a 2-gun, which is personally my favorite because you have 360 degrees of fire, and those cannons are a lot bigger than ours.
All right, stabber.
Starboard broadside, everybody! Fire all guns! Fire!
Oh God.
Okay, spawn a rowboat. Rowboat.
Oh, I thought that. the rowboat?
Drunk.
Rowboats on starboard. Everybody in.
Alright, oh,
I'm dropping multiple.
Everybody get into one rowboat. It's easier. And take an oar.
Starboard. Should I circle around? Oh, they let the fire on it.
So what's really funny is we have damage-friendly players turned off, so they can't actually damage us.
Yeah, but they could damage our boat.
However, I'm kind of mad that they.
We'll meet you on the enemy vessel.
Keep
Oh, wait,
playing
that's our,
Yeah,
that's
I
our
don't know why they used our boat.
Yeah, no, it was
Oh,
not smart.
kind of ruins the plane looks.
I don't like being on the front of this rowboat.
Oh, what? Cornboy was hot. Oh, they were French. Okay.
British dogs.
You know what's really
Okay,
funny?
I'm
then?
playing the
Guys,
violin.
spawn on the 2-gun. We can take it back because they don't get respawns on it.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
No, I'll take them out old-fashioned style. I still have.
Take back the boat!
All right, boys, everybody in?
Oh, they won.
Oh, they won.
Oh my god. Get out, play.
You guys are